Hello everybody, this is Jasmina, and in this video I'm going to talk about symbolic stars for skills. That includes intelligence, the ability to learn, the curiosity to want to learn and to grow. It's kind of a broad thing. So if you have some of these stars, you tend to do better in life because you are willing to learn and grow, and you have the capability of learning relatively quickly compared to the average person. So I think everybody really realizes this by now, that you really do have to acquire new skills on a regular basis if you want to continue to improve your life. Maybe back in the 1950s and 60s, you could have one job for your entire life, and it could be what I would consider a boring job, like a assembly line work, where you do the same thing over and over again. Uh, but you could make a decent living. That simply is not true anymore. And so we all need to acquire new skills, whether it's a totally new subject that we're interested in, or to continue to learn on our current job, whatever that particular job requires. You can always add new skills. And this will be particularly true in period 9. Things are going to continue to change rapidly. Period 9 is a fire period, so things just happen very quickly. So this will be trying for some people, especially people who are who have a day master of Yang Earth. They like stability. They're probably going to hate period 9 because they want stability and there won't be any. Now, I happen personally to believe we have reached a point in our technology that within maybe 50, 70 years, we're either going to annihilate ourselves or we're going to gain a lot of new technology and really improve everything. And this has a lot to do with climate change. Climate change isn't going to kill people by storms. It's going to starve people because everything is based on plants. And the plants that we use to feed ourselves aren't the most versatile plants out there. They require some real specific things. And, certain types of weather, certain amount of rain, not too much rain, not too little, although we can irrigate, but the too much rain is a big problem because the storms are getting bigger. And that's a fact. And if people start starving all over the place, that's going to lead to wars, which will probably lead to World War III. And that's why we would annihilate ourselves because too many people are starving. There are always people starving, but too many people are starving. And governments break down and society breaks down. I mean, this is why we have so many horror movies out there. Dystopian dystopian movies out there because everybody realized this is possible. Now, if you have children, well, let's go a little bit nicer here. If you have children and you see these stars, any of these stars that I'm going to show you in their batsa, you can you might not recognize it. Sometimes this remains a little bit hidden because these kids could be the the not overachievers, but the unmotivated people who are quite smart. And so they don't do very well in school, so you don't think they're very smart, but in actuality, they're learning what they want to learn and don't care about school. This, if you have this, if one of your kids have this, you can help guide them. And, don't worry too much about the grades. Really help them get into what they're into because they can become movers and shakers when they grow up. And I'm hoping that, in the next 50 years, we're not going to annihilate ourselves, but I can't guarantee it. And honestly, it is scary when you know the science. It is quite scary to think what can happen. So, study hall. This is a simple ability to learn quickly. You're if you apply yourself, you will have academic success. You just basically pick up things quite quickly. So it's based on your day master, and there are two different things. This one is a little bit weird, and I'm not quite sure if they're truly two separate things or just two separate rules or whatever. Because this there's two different names, and this one is basically study scholar if you blatantly translate it, and this is study hall. But I have seen the bachelor and study hall given these animals. But when it comes to, I have seen one source that calls the bachelor these pillars, not just animals, but these pillars. So I'm not sure exactly what's going on. But if you have either, I would say be happy that you have it. Don't be too picky about it, which one is right. I have a feeling they really are different, but there's a lot of mixing. Even in the Chinese language websites, there is some mixing about these two different ones. So it is a bit confusing. So again, you just look for your day master, and do you have one of these? Uh, Either do you have the animal sign or do you have the pillar? This is my day master, and I do have a horse, so I do have this. And I do think I do qualify as learning quite quickly, uh, just simply by experience. I do seem to learn faster than other people. Now, the literary star, this is the ability um, to to write or to really understand more deeply what you read. You also are quite quick thinking, and you can change bad to good because you can look at it from a number of points of view. So you can say, well, this may not be great, but it does this, and this is good. That kind of thing. You can look at the big picture in uh, in a way that you can always find something good, which is actually very good for your emotional state. So some of these are similar to what we had for the study hall, but some of them are different. This, I believe, had pig as its for the study hall. Not sure, but for me, I'm the Yinwood Daymaster. This is still the horse. It just happens to be the same, but this is not the same chart. It's different. Even with a single animal sign, it's different. So then we have the 10 spiritual days. These people are erudite. They are, dignified and uh, quite quite impressive usually. Sometimes a little snooty, a little bit stuck up, but they're intelligent, they're quick thinking. They tend to gain a good reputation because they think before they speak, so they don't make usually they don't insult people unless they're snooty, of course. But they tend to not give flip answers, so people actually believe what they say. So here you're going to look at your day pillar, and so it has to be like a wood dragon. That has to be your day pillar, not a wood Yangwood Daymaster with a dragon someplace else. This has to be in one column. And so you just look and to see, do you have any one of these 10? I don't, so that's fine. Uh, but these people are usually are kind of special. And if your kid has one of these, you really have a little bit of a treasure there. And you have to make sure that they develop without becoming too snooty because that turns a lot of people off. So, you know, but this would be really nice if one of your kids has this. Now, the canopy and the art star are differently named even in Chinese, but they have the same chart. And I don't know if they're really different or just different people came up with these. And and looked at it slightly differently, but they basically mean the same thing. Now, the canopy has to do with a rich person back in ancient China. They would be the only ones that when they are being transported, when they're riding or in a carriage of some sort somewhere, that they have a canopy over their head. And most people could not afford one because that was a very split society there. There were the rich and the poor and nobody in between. And this one is more just looking at arts, but they basically mean the same thing, that these people have talents and interests in things like music, art, fashion, design, anything to do with the more artistic side of society. So here you're going to look at your day branch, your day animal, and your year branch separately, and you see whether or not you have the listed one. My day branch is a rabbit, but I don't have a goat, and my year branch is a pig, and I don't have a goat. Now, this just happens to be the same, but this has the same type of pattern. And these, again, are the graveyard animals. And so, or the tomb animals or storage animals. So you're storing talents. That's the kind of idea here. And I hope you guys have one of these because it would be nice. Because then you have an ability to enjoy your life outside of work and really enjoy it. So, because you have such interest. Now, the Heavenly Doctor, I put this in here. There is the Heavenly Doctor, you will hear from various different things, including date selection. There is that possibility. And this would be when you would want to seek medical help, especially something like an operation. But if you happen to have this in your chart, you have a talent and usually an interest in going into a medical field. Now, that can be standard Western medicine now, or it could be traditional Chinese medicine, or it can be Chinese metaphysics, it can be astrology, anything that is less, I mean, there's a big difference between Western medicine and the rest of this, but was all tied together back in the day, when this was first discovered. So here, you're only looking at your month branch, your month animal sign. So this is one of them that's a bit unusual because it is based on your month. And you see whether or not you have the listed animal. Now this one, the pattern is easy. It is the month before, or the animal sign before. So the horse, the animal sign before the horse is the snake. And then you have the goat. Well, the animal sign before that is the horse. So this one is real easy to remember. So I don't have this because my month animal is the ox and I have no rats in my chart. So I don't have this, which is fine. Now this, you may think this is kind of weird to put it here, but it's called the god of death, and this is part of death and emptiness if you know the Chinese character. So this is the death god. It can be good or bad, and that's why I put it here. If it's good, you're going to have a sharp mind, you have a quick responses, you can really do things better than everybody else. That's when it's good. But you can be quite cunning and nasty when it's bad. So it's a double-edged sword. So this is something that, let's hope you stay on the good side, because then it's much better for everybody, including yourself. So again, you look at your day branch, your day animal, and your year branch. And you see whether or not you have this. And then this is the animal sign you need to look for to see if you actually have this formation. Now it also has a pattern, a repeated pattern, and many of these do, and I'm not quite sure why, but they do. So the day branch, I don't have a tiger, so my day branch is the rabbit, and my year is the pig, and I also don't have the tiger. So I don't have this. Uh, Now, of course, this can come with a luck pillar, but it's only a 10-year luck pillar. So, uh, but if you have this, even as a luck pillar, this can let you grow a lot during those 10 years. And that's true for all of these things. If it comes in a luck pillar, you can use it. And if you know it's coming, really use it, because once it's gone, you only get to keep what you've already gained. That is, the skills that you've gained during that 10 years, those will stay, but it'll be very hard for you to gain new skills. So that's basically it. I'd like to thank you guys for watching. I hope that you guys have some of these, because it makes your life a lot easier if you have at least one of these, because this will, you'll just learn faster. You'll be ahead of everybody else. I really, really hope you guys have at least one of these. Thanks again.